Welcome back, and we're moving to a different topic, and this is setting and creating bolts in COMOSYS. Maybe you have two components and you want to connect them together, and that you have to use a bolt or a direct weld or just the two. Now, I want just to show you how you can, the basic way on how you can create bolts or create a bolted joint. Let me just right click and show all, because this was we are coming from a different topic, and we've hidden these components in place. Now we want to create a bolt between these two components here. Let me just create or just placement of a bolt. So to place a bolt, let me get a surface where we'll be able to create a bolt. It's always important to bolt the two components. So let me just come here and create a plate. And plate, I want to use some points to create a plate. I'll come to these 2 points here. I'll place a point right there. I'll place a point right there, right? Then I'll come back and select the 2 points right there. Then right click, and I want to copy these 2 points downward, because I want to create a plate using the 4 points using a contour method by following the 4 points to create a plate. The reason why I'm creating a plate is because I wanted to show you how we can create a bolt that bolts between two components. And now let me just go and click linear, and I want to copy these 2 points against the z-axis. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change everything 0 except in the direction of the axis, and I want to copy that, prefix my dimension with maybe with a negative sign, and I want to copy that downward by 500. So I'll just type the 500 on the axis, and I just need only 1 copy. So I just on the count, just retain it 1. If you put it 0, you will not get any copy. So let me just go ahead and click copy and click close. So I have my points in place. So I'll go ahead and start placing my plate, because I want to. This is the plate I want to use to show you how we can create a bolt connection right there, or place bail, or set up and create a bolt. Now I want to close this too. So the moment these points. So the moment I come to my last point, and if I close that, I'll be able to get my plate in place. Always double click and change the thickness to whatever thickness of your choice, as long as it is within the database. Now I'll go ahead and click just apply that. I have my bolt in place, and you can always shift the position of this plate by using this handle, the anchors. Maybe you want to take it to the middle and click OK. Maybe you want to bring it to the front and click apply. So we were in the behind, and we click apply, and we go back here. Now we want to create a bolt. We want to bolt this plate to that beam, to that column. Where do we get the bolt tool? We'll come to steel, and under steel menu we have submenus where bolt falls within. So under bolts, we'll click this drop down arrow, and we have so many options here. So these options, we'll deal with them one by one, and we'll begin with bolt group, and that will be the most commonly used. The rest will be handling on advanced topics. So I want to bolt this member, this column, and this plate. So I'll select the parts I want to bolt together. However many they are, just select them. Then you pick the location of your bolts. So I've picked the column, and I'm now going to pick the plate. So once I've finalized my selection, I just right click. So the moment I right click, I'll define the location of my bolt bolting. So I'll define the center there of my bolt of my plate. Then just mouse over here till I get the center of this plate. So the moment I do so, I'll be prompted with a warning. A warning means that our XYZ is in the wrong place for the bolt placement. So what do? We'll go back and place our work plane tool in the right position that will be able to favor the placement of our bolts. Now the next thing we are going to do is just to do exactly the same thing. Apply, transfer, or place our plane tool here, or I mean just to change the coordinate system that will favor our bolts placement. How do we do that? Where do we get the work plane tool? We'll come to view here. So under view, you come to more options here and pick surface. I always use surface. Then pick the surface you want to place it, and this is what we wanted to do. So now our work plane is exactly the surface we want to work on. I'll go back to steel menu, and under steel menu, we'll get all the tools that falls. We have all the sub menus that will find the bolt tool. So just click on that drop down arrow and pick on the bolt group. So I'll pick the components I want to bolt together. However many they are, just select them. So the moment you finalize the selection, you right click to inform COMOSYS that my selection is done. The components I want to bolt together are done. Now I want to define 2 points, which here select 2 points. So I'll pick the 2 points here from that's 1 point. And if I move down to the bottom end here, I want to snap at the center of this particular plate. If I click on that spot, I'll be able to get my bolts in place. So if I click on that, I'll be able to turn that, and you'll be able to see we have bolts in place. So I can always go ahead and double click on the bolt and just push it aside, and we have so many tabs here. The first tab is maybe you want to change the diameter of these particular bolts. You can change to 16. And remember, COMOSYS will only pick the data that falls within the database of COMOSYS. Nothing, anything out of database on bolt standards and sizes will not be accepted. It will actually reject, and you'll see an error noted down there. Now we changed that diameter to that, and if you come here, you can always give a name to the bolts. You can just give them maybe trial bolts, whatever name you want to give them, and you just click OK. And the material here you can change, give it the material of your choice, and I normally use 8x8 material, and the usage also is very key. You can give it a usage, maybe mechanical or piping or electrical, but in this particular case it's structural steel. You can just retain it there. Now if we come to the other setting, you can this now self-explanatory, user defined. You can put any definition if you want here, and then position this now the key part of it, and this is how our axis or our plane applies. This is our x-axis, and that is our y-axis. If you turn that to in the orientation of this. Now here on the x-axis, which is this, I can come here and maybe change that position, maybe change it to shift that to maybe 20 or 15. Let's see how it responds, and you put it 15, and if you click on 15, if you click apply or just change everything to 0, you'll see how it behaves. Let me just click on that. It is not responding because maybe our selection is not active. So let me just double click on it once again and come to positions here. So if I change this, if I go ahead and click apply, or I come here and add more bolts here. Let me just come here and maybe add maybe 10 bolts. Then I add asterisks there and click apply. So if I click apply, I'll be able to have my bolts in place all the way beyond the plate. So that's how you create your bolts. So I hope you'll try that by yourself, and I'll be glad that you've done actually that and you managed to understand what has been taught on this topic. Let's meet then. And don't worry, for more details are coming on on some advanced topics. You'll be able to get that right. Let's meet then on a different topic. Bye bye.